Hello, my gorgeous friends. Happy Monday. Happy everything. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're watching the recording, I'm so glad you're watching the recording and making time for this and bettering yourself and all the things. Today, I wanted to chat with you because I did a post on Saturday and I wanted to share with you guys some of the things and changes that I've seen in my family so far. And it's been really cool. I have been, for those of you who may or may not know, I've been a coach for 5 years. Okay. And there's been a lot of I don't know what the right word is, but when I became a coach, I just wanted to help one person. Right. But really deep down in my heart of hearts, the person and the people that I want to help the most are my own family members. Right. And I love helping everyone. Please don't misunderstand me. But I really want to help my family, my own personal family, my extended family. And there's been a lot of I don't know what the right word is, but Satan sabotage. Let's just be real. It's just Satan getting in my head of you are a terrible coach. Because yes, you're helping XYZ, whatever, but your sister is still overweight, your little sister. And your dad is in a retirement home and he has, had 3 strokes and 2 heart attacks and you haven't helped him. And your in-laws are XYZ, whatever, and whatever. There's just been a lot of sabotage that way that just makes me feel small and inadequate. And why am I even doing this? And I'm not even doing a good job and XYZ, whatever. Right. And so I've been really trying to think okay, I can only control myself. Period. And I cannot control anyone else. And a lot of people look at me now and they think wow, I can't believe your husband works out with you. You are so lucky, XYZ, whatever. Y'all, my husband and I have been married for almost 9 years. Okay. I was obsessed with Beachbody starting at the age of 17, and I didn't meet him till I was 19. We got married when I was 20. Okay. I'd already been obsessed with fitness. I had a personal trainer at 18. I was majoring in dance at Utah Valley University. I was a very fit, very athletic. I like to move my body. I always have. I always will. I think working out is fun. It's something that I do for fun. I don't just do it because, yes, I do it because I like to be healthy and all the things, but I genuinely think it's fun. And he knew that. He knew that in me, and he did not work out with me. And the more I pushed, the more it did not work. And he is an athlete. He played volleyball. He is one of those annoying people that you teach him a new skill and he wins. He even beats the person who taught him the skill. And that's totally him. And he's amazing at all the things. And it's slightly annoying, but it's also really awesome at the same time. So he was no, I'm just going to play my sports. I'm just going to keep playing volleyball. I'm going to play basketball. I'm going to play soccer. I'm going to play football. And he did intramurals at Brigham Young University in college. And that worked. It was fine during the first few years of our marriage. Right. But then we graduated from college and he didn't have all these opportunities to do sports through college anymore. And he still wasn't working out with me. I was doing it all by myself. And fast forward, guys, he did his first program with me. It was called Shift Shop. Okay. And that came out July of 2017. It's only a 3-week program. He made it through 2 of the 3 weeks with me. And then he quit. He didn't do it. He didn't work out with me again until Lift 4 came out. And that was July of 2018, because my daughter, I had just given birth in June of 2018. And that was the first program I did postpartum. And that is when the flip switched. We got married in 2011. 7 years, you guys, almost. It was 6.5 years of me literally working out every day. And I was a certified live instructor for Beachbody programs, Turbo Fire, Hip Hop Hustle, and PIO. And I was going and teaching classes at least 1 up to 3 or 4 times a week. And he never did it with me. Sometimes randomly he would. And yeah, it took 6.5 years of me working out every single day, Monday through Saturday, before he finally was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it with you. Okay. And that day, and like the last 2 years since that day, have been like so great. And he started to change his eating habits. He started to drink more water. He started to do just like the little things. And I'm like, it's so great. It's so exciting. All the things, right? But I want you to hear, I don't want you to hear like, okay, it's going to take me 6.5 years of being consistent every single day. Your husband might be a lot faster than me. I want you to hear though, that if you are doing all the things and the people around you are not doing all the things, I want you to know you're normal. I want you to know that you're not doing anything wrong, and just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. And I know it is so hard when you're doing it all by yourself and everybody around you is like, literally, we are like singers in our family, not really, but we make up weird songs. And I would tell my husband like, okay, I'm not having sugar this week or today or for the next month or whatever. And because I know sugar is my biggest weakness, and like literally made up this song at the beginning of our marriage that every time I would say no to something because it had sugar in it, he would start singing this, every day is a sugar day for me. And he would just keep singing it over and over again, like every day is a sugar day for me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so annoying. Okay. It's not a sugar day for me. You can have sugar, but I'm not going to. Okay. I know how hard it is to like be good and stick to your goals when the people around you are not doing it. Okay. So keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And you never know the difference that you will make in the lives of your family. Okay. With that said, there's this part in Transform 20. That's not what I meant. I meant T is for transformation. Shaun T's book. Okay. Where he talks about like, all right, parents, it's time to have a little heart to heart. If your kid is obsessed with fast food or junk food, whose fault is that? And it's very easy to be like, well, it's my kid's fault. Like they love it, right? Like I can't, they're begging for it. They want it. Okay, but who introduced it to them? You did. They don't have a car. They don't have the money. You are the one that took them to that drive-through. You are the one who handed the credit card or whatever to the drive-through person, to the grocery store person, whatever, right? And there's so many things that we are like, no, about with our children, right? Like if they are going to run through the road, we're going to stop them and we're going to like, no, that's not an option. That's not a choice. I'm sorry. I'm taking away your choice right now. Right. And I'm going to like snap into mom bear mode. And I'm going to say like, no, you cannot do that because I love you and I care about you. And I'm not going to let you run into the street because you're going to get hit by a car. Right. So granted, getting hit by a car and eating fast food are not the same thing, but you can, I'm giving you permission, moms and dads who are watching this, to put on your big mama bear pants or daddy bear pants and tell your kid no. Okay. You're allowed to tell your child no if you didn't know that. And they might get pissed and they might be upset, but if you're trying to make healthy habits for your family, you're allowed to say no to them. Okay. I missed a couple things in the chat I want to read real quick. Laura earlier said, we just had our 14-year anniversary. Hubby will occasionally work out with me. Laugh out loud, but you cannot force someone to do something they aren't ready to do. Amen. Amen. Hopefully I conveyed that loud and clear. 6.5 years of me being very consistent before my husband decided on his own to do it with me. Haley said, I so needed this. I'm starting 75 hard tomorrow. Boom, baby. You'll love it. You will love it. Okay. I am loving it. Like the discipline in oh my gosh. We'll chat more about that later. I'm writing that down because I'm so excited for you. Okay. But I got distracted. You are allowed to tell your child no. Okay. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard. And I've been telling myself in my head, I cannot take away fruit snacks and sugary cereals from my children because they'll be so upset. They'll be so sad and so mad at me. But you guys, like, I haven't said anything. I just did it. And if you saw my post on Saturday, I'll just tell you a couple of the things we've switched. And it's been very subtle. Like, I'm still making pancakes for my son. He is obsessed with pancakes, French toast, all the things, all the syrup. Okay. But I switched it out. I am now buying Kodiak cakes, which you can buy at Costco or Smith's or Walmart, but the ingredients are awesome. There is so much protein, and the carbohydrates in there are very clean. Kodiak cakes instead of Bisquick or whatever the brand is, right? I think it's Bisquick or whatever. You know what I mean? Okay. And I switched it for pure maple syrup instead of Mrs. Butterworth's syrup. Pure, 100%. The only ingredient in there is maple syrup. That's it. And he hasn't said a thing. He hasn't said a thing about it. And I have agave nectar as well, which is like kind of similar to a honey, but it's like so much better for you than sugary syrup. And we also have honey. And you know, you can just pure, raw, unfiltered honey, and it's also very sweet, and they haven't said a thing, you guys. I switched out. We're mostly having ghee now instead of butter. Ghee is just like a healthier form of butter, and my kids haven't said a thing. And I started buying Annie's organic fruit snacks instead of like Welch's fruit snacks, and we just have them for dessert. I used to buy, because I'm very much like a sweet tooth person. I'm a little bit obsessed with sweet things. And my kids, you know, they're kind of like me, and they like to have a little something sweet after dinner. So I have been buying candy so that we always have candy in our candy jar so that they can have one after dinner. And instead, I swapped it out for fruit snacks. And instead of having fruit snacks on their level where they can just go and grab, and I taught my son how to like squeeze it and pop it open, and all of a sudden he's had like 10 in one day. I'm like, oh my ever living gosh, child, no wonder you had a baby root canal at 3 years old. But I put him up high where he can't reach, and we just have one after dinner. And that is our dessert instead of a candy, in addition to the 10 fruit snacks you've already had today. And we removed, I had a snack cupboard at their level, which was just full of like, it wasn't crazy stuff, but it was like fruit snacks and dried apples and wheat thins. And sometimes there were Cheetos in there and graham crackers and whatever, like little stuff like that. I just moved it. And they no longer have a snack cupboard at their level. And so when they're hungry, 90% of the time I'm hungry too. And now instead of, or I just go get something from the cupboard, and now they're eating empty carbs, like whatever, all the things I just listed. Now let's have some cucumbers and ranch together, and let's sit on the floor and let's enjoy a snack together. Or I'm going to cut up an apple and we're going to have some apples and peanut butter together, and we're going to sit on the floor. I'm a floor dweller. I like to sit on the floor. You can sit at a table. You don't have to sit on the floor, but we sit down together and we have a snack together. And we started doing this because of 75 Hard. Haley mentioned that she's doing it earlier. And if you're not familiar with that, that's not what this nutrition bootcamp call is about. But the whole program, Blake and I are doing it together. It's 75 days in a row of a really intense mental program. It looks like it's a physical program for you to like get all ripped and stuff, but really the point behind it is to train your brain to be very disciplined and to like do things even when you do not want to. And Blake and I are both making these really healthy, awesome choices. And we were like, why don't we extend this to our kids? Like, I think it would help our budget if we're like being consistent with the things that we're buying and not buying the good things for us and the crappy things for our kids. Like, why? If we're not going to eat it, why should we let them? Why are we letting them? If we don't want to, if we know that eating good helps us feel good. Why don't we want our children to feel good too? And yes, will it take a little bit of discipline to like sit down with my kids and cut enough cucumbers and make enough ranch? I'm a homemade ranch person all the way. I will never buy a store-bought ranch. And make enough for all of us to share. Yes, it will take a little bit more effort, but I would much rather teach them those habits. And it's been fun to like sit on the floor with my kids. I don't sit enough, and to literally just like sit and just enjoy food sitting instead of like hustling around and doing all the things, right? Another like easy swap we've made is just organic peanut butter instead of Jiffy and Skippy and all those other whatever brands, right? So just like making those little switches, and my kids haven't said a thing. They haven't even noticed. And grandma bought them. My grandma, not my grandma, their grandma is a very generous and giving and loving person. She loves to give things, and a lot of the time that is sweets. And she loves to just like bring them sugary cereals and fruit snacks and all the things I just said we're trying to avoid. And I honestly, I'm going to let her continue to do that, because I, as their parent, can help them monitor it. I can put it up high, and we can have it occasionally, and we can have it sparingly, and this is a special thing from grandma and whatever. And they got some Pokemon and Princess fruit snacks over the weekend, and I put them up high, and let's have one. Let's have one after dinner. Are they as great as Annie's organic? No, they're not. They're full of a lot more stuff, but I can still control how many they have. One after dinner, as a dessert. So that's really all I wanted to say. It's been really awesome for me as a mom. It's been very empowering to see all the things that I was afraid of, like, oh, they're going to be so mad at me, or XYZ, they're going to like whine and complain and meh. That hasn't happened at all. Not even a little bit. And granted, my kids are little, and so it might be different if my kids were a little older, but I know there's this family in my neighborhood that their girls, they're in their teen age years, and I went to a week-long camp with them last year, and I was floored. The girls there was junk food everywhere. There was junk food everywhere, and the girls never touched it, never once. And I was just like, I was eating it, and I'm over here, this health coach, whatever, that I'm eating all this junk. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are just awesome. And I was like, why are you not eating or snacking or whatever? And the 12-year-old girl was like, it just doesn't make me feel good. But I was like, okay, if you can have that kind of discipline at 12, like, come on, Bryn, you got some work to do, right? And just truly paying attention to the foods that make me feel good versus the foods that make me feel good in the moment, and those comfort foods, right? If you haven't already started watching To Be Mindset videos, especially if you got MBF, if you bought it with a pack, you got all the videos for free. And if you haven't got MBF and you want the videos, you can get the videos for free if you get an MBF pack. So seriously, if you've never watched the To Be Mindset videos, I really want to encourage you to start doing that. And just growing your mindset and healing your relationship when it comes to food. I feel like the Ultimate Portion Fix videos are so good when it comes to like understanding food groups and portion control and your why and all the things. It's more food science-y. To Be Mindset videos are more emotional and mindset related when it comes to food. And they're so good. They're so good. So I really want to encourage you to watch both. And if you haven't already started, start today. And if you don't have access to both, talk to your coach about getting an MBF pack so that you can get both for free with MBF as well, and all the things. So Yay, yay, yay. Laura said, I'm starting 75 hard September 2nd after the test group. And yes, we love Kodiak cakes. Yes, 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 yes. And seriously, you guys, my sister, my coach, Ashley, is on like day 40 something of 75 hard. And she was the one who inspired me to do it. If you don't know what it is, I would just look up the hashtag 75 hard on Instagram. There's a guy named Andy Frisella that created it, and I would listen to his podcast. That's going to be the most information in a short period of time that will help you understand what it is. So it's amazing. And, but yeah, again, that's not what this nutrition bootcamp call is about. Keep going. Okay. You are changing all these amazing habits, and your spouse might not be on board. Your kids might not be on board, but keep going. And just like Shanti says, like really gut check yourself. If your kiddos, however old they are, whether they're 2, 4, 14, 19, 27, if they're 27, you don't really have any control over that. But you do have a control over the food that comes into your house. And you do have control over the fast food places you do or do not go to. And if they want to eat the crap, make them earn it. Make them babysit or do jobs or whatever, and you can tell them, I'm not buying it anymore. If you want to buy it, you have to buy it, and you have to pay for it, and you have to earn it if you have kids that are a little older and are going to be a little more sassy about it. But seriously, a little goes a long way. And even just like making out those simple swat, that was weird. Making simple switches in your daily life, from Mrs. Butterworth's to pure maple syrup, from Skippy and Jif to organic peanut butter, from butter to ghee, from whatever Welch's fruit snacks to Annie's organic. Just even those little things can make it, from wheat bread or white bread to wheat bread to whatever. Those little things make a big difference in our lives and my family's life. And I have loved it's only been like 2 weeks since we started doing this with my family, and I'm already like, let's go, let's keep going. This is awesome. I love this. So wanted to share that with you today. If you are on the recording, I will see you later. I hope you can jump on live and join us next time, because we always stay on and chat for a little bit, get to know each other a little better. But if you're on the recording, thank you for watching. And if you're on live, stay on live so we can chat for a bit. Cool? Okay. Love you, recording people. Bye.